We gonna run the gauntlet. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. And this is King Jareer in your ear. I'm so fit I don't fit in. And this is a chaos edition, not a cave edition. First, we're gonna talk ectomorph body type. Ectomorph body type is a genetic expression, just like everything else is on your body. It's expressed inside and outside, outside to inside. You will see that I found a common pattern with this ectomorph situation linked into this nomadic pastoral situation, linked to this goddamn milk drinking situation, linked to this desert situation. Climate dry, diet milk, body type skinny. Culture nomadic pastoral. So nomadic pastoralism is linked to Mesopotamian origin. Drinking milk is linked to Mesopotamian origin. As well as when they was coming for black people in Africa, they was coming for muscular, which is mesomorph. Let's run the gun. But prior to that, look, Natufians, ectomorph. Fulanis, Tutsis, Bedouins, Berbers, Khoisans. Desert, milk, ectomorph. Nomad. You see the ingredients? Desert, milk, nomad equals ectomorph. I mean, don't climate shape you? Alright. And shape you in the drink of milk. Remember, there's no vegetation, so milk and meat compensates for that. Remember, it's about survival first, not about culture. Let's run a gun. When you see chaos, he's mesomorph. Muscular body type, muscular frame. You understand? The ability to put on muscles. A lot of people can't do that. They don't have the genetic expression. You got to have the genes for it. And a lot of times trainers don't tell nobody that. Fitness trainers don't be telling you that you have a mesomorph body type and you can't get it. It's a genetic. You can't get a genetic expression. That's what the steroids and the pills and the surgery is for, because you can't get it. All right, unless the genetics is inserted in you via boom, you got a child. Okay. So remember, you got ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph. As you can see, the pictures are here for you. You only know this if you study in physiology or fitness training and stuff like that, and body types and anthropology breaks that down. As well as when you get into the race records, when they talk about people being lean. Lean is code for ectomorph. Skinny is code for ectomorph. Nomadic is ectomorph. Desert dwellers are ectomorph. Pastorals are ectomorph. That's when it gone. See, when you're coming about that force, see what I'm saying? You know, normally nomads don't have pictures of trees and no damn grass on the ground. Ain't nothing green on the ground. You understand? Nomadic pastorals are desert dwellers. Desert dwellers is the opposite of vegetation in abundance, which is a rainforest. Got hence the word rain. You can't be dry climate and rainforest climate at the same time. You gotta be rainforest or you dry climate. You understand? Forest people got the muscles. That's what they came to get the black people, the slaves, for. They gonna come get the strongest. Muscle endurance, muscle strength, fast twitch muscle. Let's run a gun. Again, we go back to the look. Told you ain't nothing green around them. So when you look at these nomadic desert pictures, when they want to talk about the Khoisan being the oldest and the Nylonics, and the desert. You want to talk about Nylonics and Khoisan, and you're talking about the desert dwellers. You're talking about the ectomorph. You're talking about milk drinkers. It's called the Milky Way galaxy. Fulanis come from a milk story. You look into the Norse mythology, they coming from milk. Rome, they coming from milk. Huh? Even the galaxy, the story of the galaxy is from Hera's breast milk. Hercules was drinking breast milk. Breast milk spilled everywhere. The Milky Way, the word galaxy literally means milk. So the Milky Way galaxy, that's milk, just like the Sahara Desert. Sahara means desert and desert means desert. So it's a double desert, just like this is double milk. The Milky Way galaxy. Galaxy means milk and milk is milk. Double milk game. Let's run it on. Ethnic, atomic differences. Ethnic. Your ethnicity. Platerine nose. Look, the nose is wide and the lips poke out. Their lips don't poke out. That's called pronoptus forward jaw. So remember, a platerine nose comes with wide nose and bigger lips. But this is associated with Africans. Even though Australians had it, they have a different form of pronoptus and a different nose type, as well as a whole different skull type from Africans. So Africans have their own skull type from everybody else, even though someone else may have a wide nose. It's still not an African skull. Remember, Australians got that Neolithic brow. They can tell who the hell they are. And their skull thickness is different. So remember, our nose type is literally called platerine. Platerine means broad, flat nose. Broad, flat nose. Let's run the gun. Boom. When we get back to the skull type, our skull type is Congoid / Negroid. It's interchangeable. So remember, Nilotic has a Congoid skull, not a Congoid having a Nilotic skull. There is no Nilotic skull. There's no Cushitic skull. There's no Hispanic skull. So Khoisans have their own skull. Nilotics don't have their own skull. Bantus don't have their own skull. Their skull type is called Congoid or Negroid. Wide nose, pronoctus, rectangular orbital openings. The cave have none of these features. They have a narrow nasal aperture, hence the narrow nose. Also, we've shown different occasions where the Ethiopian is classified as Caucasian. A dark-skinned Caucasian called malignocroid cymatriar. So no matter the color, your skull will always have a narrow nose because that's your skull. Your skin color has no bearing on your narrow, obtuse skull. Okay? You can be pink. You will have a slim skull. Obtuse games. Stop it. Come on. With the Gillic head, which is a rich lice history. So you're looking at the Natufian game, they got a rich lice history with Canaanite alphabets on head lice combs. So when you look at all these nations from Native Americans to Tutsis, Fulanis, and a lot of people got a rich cave history, a rich head lice history. Mind you, we come with wide noses and woolly head and pronoctus all the time, any color. Don't let them trick you. So this is what I was talking about, them being classified as Cymatriae malignocroid. The Dravidian, the Northeast Africa Ethiopians, as well as Dravidians, look, Australians, they're all wavy to curly hair. Technically, it was Leotriae before they were Cymatriae. They just added a Cymatriae when they wanted to branch off from the Leotriae. Leotriae means straight hair. So all of them was actually classified as straight hair. But check this out. You can see your admixture when you got curly hair, you African Americans. Anybody with curly hair, with the good hair, that's showing your European admixture, aka you are Cymatriae. You can still be Cymatriae as an African American or Eulatriae. Depends on if you're coming out curly with the curl game, with the Cymatrican game. We see that a Caucasoid skull has a narrow obtuse situation as well as a straight jaw, so they're not pronoctus. Lip to round nose, that means tall, thin nose. Look, associated with Caucasians and Indo-European descent. I didn't make this shit. Look at that. Albino, white, dark, light, brown, pink, Arab, Natufian, Caucasian or Kushite or Hamite, Semite, Japhite, or Native American. You come in with a lip to round nose as well as a Caucasoid skull. Hello. Remember, you playing geography games. When I'm playing skull type games, your skull is Caucasoid on any geography. It doesn't matter how long you've been there, your skull is still Caucasoid on any geography in any timeline, in any climate. In any climate, you have a Caucasoid skull. In any timeline, you will have a Caucasoid skull. In any environment, you will have a Caucasoid skull. Under any circumstances, the only way to not have a Caucasoid skull produced in your generation is to deal with people that don't have a Caucasian skull. Hello. They mad. Scientists say these are number of fucking theories. Kind produces kind. Y'all not having babies with the climate nor the environment. So remember, you're bringing up these goddamn theories legitimizing white supremacy so they can justify that all humans come from each other, but they can't explain why it's 5 different skull types. And they coming from the cave, a rich cave history and a rich head lice history. As we can see, the placerine nose, broad and flat nose, is associated with African descent. Its characteristics include very thick skin, a low radius, all this crazy, there's a voluptuous, lower projected tip and all this. Stop it. We need to just say African descent. That's why you get wide nose and albino and wide nose and dark. Look at that. She down there like Nia Bond. Is that Nia Bond? Nia Bond? Either way, sister got a wide nose and woolly hair. She got a wide nose and woolly hair, and that's part of what makes up an African. Wide nose and woolly hair and pronoctus. The cave will not have none of the above. Matter of fact, the cave, like we just showed, you are Caucasian Indo-European by just having this nose. That nose. That nose. Not that nose. You won't have that nose. You won't have that nose. You won't have those lips. You won't have that head texture. It doesn't matter the color. What are y'all not understanding? Why his nose ain't get narrow and lips ain't get thin and hair ain't get straight? Y'all gotta get it together, man, with this color thing, man. And this is King Jarir in your ear. I'm so fit I don't fit in, and it's a chaos edition, not a cave edition.